I know that you have loved deeply, very deeply. And I know that you were disappointed, let down, perhaps even betrayed. And then you got to where you couldn't stand that person. But yet this was somebody that you loved. I'm particularly talking about a marriage relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, your significant other. How many failed relationships do we all have? Where we said, I love you, doing things for each other, kissing each other, making love together. Then there are times that come up, misunderstandings or feeling disrespected or whatever the issue is. You just can't stand the person. You dislike the person. You're angry, resentful to the person. You feel hurt or exploited. And it's the person that you said how much you love, or you told the world how much you love this person. And it certainly felt that way. You were being sincere. But what happened? Was it really love? You might look back and say, I thought I was in love. I thought I loved that person. I didn't. And how many times do people end up saying that? Very important subject for us. Very important. Now, for those of us who have children, I have 7 children, we have what's called unconditional love. Kid disappoints us, we're vulnerable to them, costly emotionally, financially, but we still love that child, that son, that daughter. We loved that child before they were conceived. We loved them before they were born. When they were in the womb, we didn't know who they were. We already had that love reserved for that person. And that's the real gift of a child, by the way, is that they awaken the spark of divine love, of unconditional love. So I'll put a thought out to you that to truly love somebody, to truly love that person, it has to be unconditional love. Unconditional love. Even if you can't be around them, even if you have to end a relationship, even if there's a divorce or splitting up, it has to be an unconditional love. Now, to do this, you might think, well, I don't feel the love. Well, yeah. When you're angry, let's say you're together, you've been together a number of years, and the person does something that really bother you. You get angry, maybe you say some really nasty thing, or you raise your voice. That moment, that person does not feel loved, and probably you don't feel loved. Gone. Where'd it go? So that's not stable, is it? If the feeling's there 1 minute, and the next minute it's gone, and you say that's what love is, well, not very stable. So what did you mean when you said, what did we mean when we said, I love you? It means as long as you don't disturb me, you're annoying, you don't let me down, you don't disappoint me, I'm going to love you. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a time to end a relationship. Absolutely. And the best thought for that, when you need to do that, I release you to your destiny and I wish you well. Absolutely, there's a time for that. But I'm talking about the 99.9% of the time when that's not where we're at. So here you're having the thought towards the person you love. Maybe you just made love with the person. Or you just told the person you love. Or maybe it was the person's birthday, you just gave them beautiful gifts or gave her a beautiful gift. 10 minutes later, you're arguing over something, and then you storm out of the room, or he or she storms out of the room, and you don't feel love at all. You'll hurt, maybe even cry about it. So if you have that resentment, the anger, maybe you're having thoughts, gee, do I really want to be with this person? But I got involved with the wrong person. I tied my life to the wrong person, to the wrong woman, to the wrong guy. Maybe I just need to get away. Or maybe I should just divorce this person. Or let's separate. Let's take a space. Let's get a space. I can find myself. One of the old expressions was, hey, when people wanted to get end a relationship, I need some space. That was the guy, I need some space. That was usually either the end or the beginning of the end. Not always, but mostly. Now, there are times, I'm not saying you don't have legitimate complaints against your significant other. Absolutely. And most likely, I'm sure, they have legitimate complaints about you, about me. Absolutely. So how could you have a stable relationship? I want to talk to you about establishing the unconditional love, the romantic love, and I'm going to introduce a new term, stable love. New term I'm introducing today, stable love. It's steady. And believe it or not, it's possible, and I'm going to show you how it's possible. Whatever expectations you have of your significant other, I guarantee you, you will be very disappointed. You will be let down. They're not going to meet those expectations. Just not going to happen. And that's normal, by the way. It's just not going to happen. See, I didn't know you were like that. I mean, I've known you these years and got married, and 5 years later, I'm starting to see this, or a year later, I'm seeing this, or we've lived together all these years, now we're married, now all of a sudden, it's like a different guy, a different woman. I didn't know you were like that. So the bottom line there is, none of us know what we're getting into when we marry or take a significant other into our lives to live with us or be involved with us. Nobody knows what we're getting into. We're getting into something, a really good thing. And let's be honest. Let's be totally truthful. Men and women didn't desperately need each other. Not just need each other, but desperately need each other. Men would have stayed in their caves. Women would have stayed in their caves. Would have been the end of the species. But because that desperate need would come together, and part of that drive is sexual, romantic, and sexual to procreate. The woman has her eggs, and the right man, she wants them fertilized. The man wants to go and enjoy his woman, and then he's ejaculating in her sprinkles. Since the beginning, with humans, with all animals. So, what holds the whole thing together is desperation, which is normal. Now, I'm talking about a normally genetic person. You have some people that can sit in a cave for 20 years and not need anybody, and they're fine. That's not a normal situation. Most of us mortals, we desperately need a significant other. Just a fact of life. It's not casual. You may not want to show how desperately you need somebody, but it's desperate. You may want to look cool, like, I don't need anybody. I certainly don't need you. Not true, is it? Not really. You need that person, and definitely you need somebody. That's just a spiritual, psychological, physical fact that everybody wants to hide how much they need somebody. Pretense. Desperately need each other. So, we want to be able to achieve an unconditional love, a stable love. And I'm talking about it with two normal people. I'm not talking about somebody's a full-blown narcissistic personality disorder or a psychopath. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about 99.9% of us within a normal range. So, you know one thing for sure. Love cannot be defined by just a feeling. It's nice to have that feeling of love. Oh, the feeling of love feels good for all of us. We just want to fly. It's beautiful. But it's not stable. If you depend on that to define a loving relationship. It is not stable. It comes, it goes. It's not even in your control. But I want to talk to you about things that you can control to achieve unconditional love, stable love. I really love that term, stable love, because you really can't have a family or a long-term relationship without what I call stable love. It's not like one day you turn on and it's just lovey-dovey, and the next day you're turned off. Person, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. Drives a person crazy. Say, gee, you were so loving. Now you look so distant. What'd I do? Versus, well, it's not you. I'm like this. It's not you. Well, what is it that? I mean, where are you? Where's the person that loves me? Where's the person that I love so much? Where are you? I see the body, but I don't see you. Where are you? So, now I'm going to give you the way to achieve it. The title of today's presentation is Love is a Full-Time Job. Love is a full-time job. Can't put on automatic pilot or autopilot. Can't just put it on and go around your life and just think it's going to carry itself. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's a full-time job. And I'm telling you this so you be prepared to make that effort. And I don't want you to feel there's something really wrong with you with a relationship because you're not feeling that love at a particular time. Again, time for separating is a time for divorce. I'm talking about 99.9% of the cases. I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I've been in practice for over 50 years. I walked upon this earth for over 84 years. And as I like to say to people, I finally know what I'm doing. So you're getting me at a really good time. To begin with, there are people who don't even want to hold their partner's hand or never said I love you because they didn't grow up with it. A lot of people didn't grow up with that affection or hearing I love you. But words are powerful. Of course, deeds and actions are the most powerful. Absolutely. Words without deeds, nothing. But the words matter. Thoughts matter. Starts with your thoughts. Because you might be getting, well, you just can't stand the person. Well, one of the commands of honor is, I wish you well. So that's like darkness of I can't stand you. I wish you well. Doesn't make the dislike go away. It just speaks a little bit of light into that darkness. It's one of the 4 commands of honor. But I want to go right to what I call it. There's 25 laws of honor. I want to go over the laws of love, which are part of the laws of honor. So write these down, and there'll be certain ones that you're going to be comfortable saying to somebody, and certain ones you're not. But saying it to yourself gets it where it doesn't sound strange to you, and it's ready to go out, to come to be spoken. Get right, here they are. You want to repeat this to yourself on a daily basis. I love you. I adore you. I cherish you. I respect you. I like you. I appreciate you. I'll always be loyal to you. I'll do anything for you. Next to God, you're my first priority, always. As you say it to yourself, when you're repeating it daily, you may not want to say all of that to a particular person, but figure out which ones work for you. Me, with my wife, I'm comfortable saying them all. I say them on a regular basis because the repetition is preparation for application to achieve stabilization. Let's look at the application. So let's say you're feeling resentful towards the person that's the most important person on the earth, your significant other. Children together, you love each other. You don't have children together, you might want to have children together. You have a house, you have an apartment together, you have furniture together. Your lives are like one. But you can't stand the person. That is rough. That's rough. It's a darkness. It's a dark cloud. Now, watch how this works. So you close your eyes and you let the darkness engulf you. And then say the person's name. You go, love you. I wish you well, and I love you. I adore you. Cherish. You're speaking that in. Start speaking light into a darkness. So it's like, I'm not saying you need to say to the person. Even as I'm saying that, I see more light coming. You're speaking light into the darkness. Now, you might say, I can't stand the person. How am I going to say that? You've got to be practicing this every day so it's ready to go. Now, if you're really stuck and you just can't stand them so badly, you can go, I want to love you. I want to cherish you. I want to wish you well. I want to adore you. If you use the I want, I call that a shield penetrator, so you're getting through your own resistance. You can go that direction. And then, eventually, you don't need what I call the shield penetrator. You can go, I love you, I adore you, I cherish you. Wow, that creates light. Words are so powerful, creates a reality. Now, one of those laws, I'm totally committed to you, was one of them. The laws of love. You can't stand the person, but the person says, well, maybe we should just end this. We say, well, I'm totally committed to you. I cherish you. If you want to leave, that's up to you, but I'm all in. Maybe you can't even stand that person at that moment, but you're already committed to this. What I'm telling you, this is the way to create unconditional love, how to create stable love. You have to have those thoughts ready to go. You love somebody and you get upset. You say, well, where's the way to love go? Well, it's not tied to the feeling. It's tied to the commitment to love. The commitment to love that person. That's what will stabilize your relationship, help stabilize you, because all those negative emotions, it's bad for your health, interfere with your digestion, your sleep, your cortisol levels up, make you insecure. You say, the whole life we built together is going to crumble because of how I feel about you right now. So this is the only way to create that stable love. That's an unconditional love, not based only on a feeling. Again, I want to say the feeling of love is good, and it's a beautiful feeling, one of the best feelings in the world. But you don't want to define loving that person only by the feeling. It's by your commitment to love. I love you, I adore you, I cherish you, I'll do anything for you, I'm totally committed to you. I'll always be loyal to you. Next to God, you're my first priority always. I respect you, I appreciate you, I like you. You have that ready to go. And you'll see then a stability in your thoughts. Otherwise, it's going to be up and down life. It looks like you're in a relationship and the person doesn't know. You have thoughts of wanting to get the heck away. You want to just pack your bags and go. The person doesn't know that. You're hiding it. You're pretending like it's not there. But you want to just keep those thoughts going. Now, once you're telling yourself those things, keep in mind you're really angry at the person. But you're reciting those thoughts. You see the person and you say, sweetheart, I love you so much. Crazy about you. Out of feeling love, you can't stand the sight of a God. You just can't stand it at a feeling level. So is this hypocrisy? No, it's not. Because you're committed to love. We say, I love you so much. I adore you, sweetheart. I want you forever. It's honest because you're defining love as your commitment to love that person. and then say, sweetheart, let me make some tea for you. You do some loving actions. You do these things. All the while, you can't stand the person out of feeling love. It's like, just slap them. And you're still doing that. It's not hypocrisy. Keep this in mind. Feelings and thoughts that pop into your mind do not define who you are. They're basically your genetics, your family upbringing, societal norms. You're more a reflection of the thoughts you choose to have. And I want to demonstrate that to you right now. Right now, I'm going to show you how powerful you are. Very powerful. Right now, have a pleasant memory. Think of somebody today you saw that you love, or food you ate that you really enjoyed. Have a pleasant memory. Now, I know you did that so rapidly, so easily, so naturally. As a matter of fact, if you told a 6-year-old to do it, they could do it easily, naturally, rapidly. What other species can do that? Yeah, well, none. Other species, they can love, they can problem solve, they have stimulus response, they can communicate, but they can't choose their thoughts. But look what you did. You chose a pleasant memory. It was a positive thought. You chose the polarity. It wasn't a negative thought or neutral. It was positive. It was pleasant. Look at that. You chose the polarity of your thought. Don't take that for granted. It's a great power. But look what else you did. You chose the time dimension. It wasn't the future. It wasn't the present. It was something from the past, from today. These are great, great powers that you have that will open up enormous achievements for you. Enormous in every way. Now let's be more specific here. Have this thought 3 times. Think it silently to yourself. I wish you well. Take a moment, think that. Now I know all of you, without exception, did it rapidly, naturally, easily. 6-year-old can do it. Tell a 6-year-old to do it, they'll do it. Well, look what you did. You chose a particular thought. You actually chose a thought. I wish you well. And you also chose how often you want to recite it. 3 times, and you did it. No other species can do that, to choose a particular thought and decide how often they want to repeat it 3 times. Nobody. It's just us. We were given this God-given power, which is the source of our volition. That's what volition is, the free will, the choice. We can do that. Now, nobody told me about that. Nobody told you about it, unless you've been to some of my talks. Teach this to your children. Now, I have a video called Happy Thoughts for Happy Kids. I'm doing some magic and showing children how to choose these good thoughts. Most children love it. Some get bored by it, but most love it. So you want to be able to teach, the young ones, your children, your nieces and nephews, and you can choose your thoughts. So always remember, 2 types of thoughts. The ones that just pop in your mind but do not define who you are, and the ones you choose. You're more a reflection of the ones you choose. So basically, you're making a decision to follow all negative reactions with positive self-talk. I'm just giving you the most powerful positive self-talk in the universe. I love you, I adore you, I cherish you, I like you, I respect you, do anything for you, I'm totally committed to you, always be loyal to you, next to God, you're my first priority, always. Those are the most powerful thoughts in the universe. And now you have them. You have them. And they're very healing. You want to recite the commands of honor 3 times a day, and then some combination of the laws of love. Now, in addition to love, the second most important component to having an unconditional love, to having stable love, is you have to be able to apologize, which is very hard for most people because they put pride before honor. Honor demands if we're wrong, we apologize. So the laws of humility are these. I apologize. I was wrong. You were right. I'll never do it again. Please forgive me. I have not always lived with honor, but I will die with honor. I apologize. I was wrong. You were right. I'll never do it again. Please forgive me. I have not always lived with honor, but I will die with honor. A person has to recite that daily and have it ready to go. Because the repetition is preparation for application to achieve stabilization. So you're ready to apologize. So you're ready to express love. And the other side of that is you've done something, you've offended the person, you're ready to apologize. Now, the other person, you may not have done anything wrong. The person's upset, misunderstood you. You can always say, hey, look, I'm sorry you're upset. Apologize for that. I'm really sorry you're upset because I love you. Sorry you're upset. You're not saying I'm sorry what I did because you didn't do it. I'm sorry you're upset. I love you. So you must have the commands of honor, which I'm going to go over in a moment. You must have the laws of love. You must have the laws of humility. Without that, you can't have stable love. Without that, you can't have unconditional love. You can have a very up and down, shaky relationship with whoever you're with. Absolutely. That's the secret. Now, the 4 commands of honor will help increase your love and help remove the barriers in the love. Because there are barriers that come up. I wish you well. You can see how that speaks light into the darkness. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. That means you're just not blaming. You say, okay, you started this, but you know what? I've added fuel to the fire. I apologize. Please forgive me. I've added fuel to the fire. The other person may not apologize, but you've done that. You've cleared yourself of what I call mental detoxification. You wish the person well. You've apologized for adding fuel to the fire, even though you didn't start it, but you did it. You did add to it. So that's empower. You empower yourself. The whole idea is not to feel guilty or beat yourself up. I co-created that, so I apologize for my part in that. I really do. Well, that's a beautiful thing. So you removed a barrier that we create through blaming the other. Oh, you're so terrible. You're so bad. It is blaming. This gets you away from, and it's what everything I'm teaching you is consistent with all the religions of all times. Whether you're talking about the teachings of Jesus Christ, Baha'u'llah, Muhammad, Moses, Buddha, Zoroaster, Krishna, all Buddha, it's consistent with all. And if somebody's not religious, you have. So this goes to, well, I'm going to go with the 4 commandments. So I wish you well. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. Now the next one, I'm grateful for the power I gain from hardship. Without hardship, you can't achieve wisdom, you can't achieve compassion. So you're right in the middle of going through something terrible. It's hard for you to be connected to your partner because of what you're going through, maybe from work or whatever. But I said, this is a gift. One of the, what I call derivative of the mother commandment of honor is God you wish is my only wish. Well, a derivative of that is, God, I'm extremely grateful for the gift of trials and tribulations that bring me closer to you. So if you believe in God, this will bring you into that relationship more fully. If you don't believe in God, you use, I seek always to serve my highest values. And the highest values typically involve some kind of kindness and decency. Now, you want to commit to doing it 3 times a day for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. And then to optimize the probability that you're going to apply the commands of honor, you want to then adopt what I call the bridge. The bridge is this. What's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? What's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? You got 3 times a day. In any situation you're in, what's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? Now, this is a paradigm shift. In this path of honor that I'm showing you, the path of honor, which will help you achieve unconditional love, stronger romantic love, a stable love, very powerful path. Very powerful. And I'm happy to bring you this knowledge. I want to bring you that stability. And you know, when you get that stability more, I'll tell you what it does. It increases your sense of security. You know you're not going to do something that you can regret later. It creates security in yourself. And guess what? You have children, they feel more secure. Because they can feel, hey, mommy wants to just run. Hey, dad's ready to run. They feel that. They feel those undercurrents. It's right. It makes them insecure. So this is very, very good for you. Now, the key is this. It's a paradigm shift in this way. When you follow this path, you're no longer looking for happiness. Ask most people, what do you want in life? They say, I don't know, I just want to be happy. No such thing. We're not seeking happiness. We're seeking honor, to live with honor, which turns out to be the foundation of true happiness. Somebody can, without being honorable, they can have fun and entertainment and enjoyment and pleasure. It's not going to be true happiness. When you follow this path of honor, when you're 95, 105, however old you get to be, you'll be able to say, you know, I've lived a life of honor and I have no regrets. That's what I want for all of you. As you age with these ideas, reciting them, living by them, it's a path of no regrets. If you don't live this, you will have regrets. I guarantee that. So we're looking or searching to live with honor, living with honor. Now, it's for my pleasure to present to you, love is a full-time job. It's not, something you do once in a while. You have to be feeding it with these thoughts, which then also means feeding it with words related to these thoughts, and feeding with actions related to these thoughts and words. This will lead to a strong romantic love, unconditional love, a stable love, which I want for all of you, want for myself. I've been married 35 years. I'm seeing it work in my relationship. I've seen it work in other people's. I want to then open it up to our beautiful, wonderful audience who is here, keeping in mind your comments, your questions are going to mean more to everybody than even what I've been saying, because when people hear you, they say, wow, I'm part of a wonderful community, and I'm less alone with my struggles in life. So please, I want you to, even if you feel shy, whatever, feel free to say whatever. And if other people are speaking right then, just write down, make a note, and then when things quiet down from other people, then share your thought or your question. So I'm going to open it to you right now. Whatever you want to ask or say, please feel free to do so now.
Hi, Doctor.
Yes, who's this?
This is Anna.
Oh, Anna, very good to hear from you, Anna.
Hi, Dr. Nerenberg. Yes, I guess at 55, I am reached that point where, I kind of feel like I failed two people in my life, in the sense that would be my daughter and my husband. Love is a full-time job, but sometimes we as humans go through some personal things, as I'm going through now at 55. Kind of feel like I had a little bit of a nervous breakdown. But I definitely want to get back to myself, and I want to show the people that matter to me that they are my priority, and that they matter to me.
Let me interrupt you right then, Anna. I'm so glad you've said this. So glad. Make a beautiful contribution. The path to success, the road to success is paved with failures. The road to success is paved with failures. Your failures, that's beautiful, because it motivates you to move in a constructive, honorable direction. You reciting these thoughts that I've given you, that's going to, and your intention, which is very noble intention, to have greater harmony and connection and oneness with your daughter and your husband, it's going to be happening more and more. They will notice it. I guarantee they will notice it. But you have to, love is a full-time job. You already know that. I've talked with you before. You're a very deep, beautiful human being. you've gone through some struggles, you have some problems, had a breakdown, whatever you want to call it. That proves one thing. It proves to me that you're human. That's what it proves to me. It proves to me that you are human.
Well, my thing, Dr. Nerenberg, because I'm a woman, and we women go through that life change.
Yes.
I'm 55, and I don't know, I got hit really hard with it, and
well, menopause takes its toll, not only on the woman but on the whole family. The hormonal changes. At the same time, you have to be well versed in these thoughts, and then when you slip, we all slip, we all go some wrong directions. Then the key is to get back up, arise to the struggle, repent. That could involve apologizing, asking for forgiveness, and then go back on the path. This is the way of honor. The way of honor doesn't mean being perfect. I'm not, you're not. The way of honor demands that we are honest with ourselves as you're being, saying, well, I really hurt the people around me. I've taken this out on them. It's not right. Let me make it up. You have a little heart-to-heart talk with each one. I love you. I'm sorry that you got to suffer around me. And thank you for putting up with me. I want to make it up to you in any way I can. That's a beautiful thing. That's humble. That's humble. And I know you can do that. In fact, what you're saying right now tells me you're already there. Very good, Anna. Thank you so much. You're such a lovely, lovely person.
Hi, Doctor. It's Joanne.
Joanne, pleasure to hear from you as always, Joanne.
Hi, Doctor. You knew my husband, and there were times, especially when towards the end of his life, when he was really sick and he would get angry and whatever. But every night we went to bed, before we would go to sleep, he would kiss me out and he would tell me, "I love you." And that was the one thing that kept us going all the way through until the day he was gone. Is that at the end of the day, no matter what was said, during the day, we always ended with a kiss and "I love you." And I think that's important.
His name was Jerry?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, Jerry was an extremely wise man to not go to bed angry with each other. Now, some people, even when I give them that advice, still go to bed angry with the other, not talking, whatever. But that's beautiful. Thank you, Joanne. Beautiful.
You're welcome, Doctor. Thank you.
Now, who else was saying something?
I want to say something real quick.
Jerry, don't make it quick. Just whatever you have to say, brother.
Well, the lecture is love is a full-time job, and I think a lot of us forget that includes us. We got to love us too.
Now let me cut you right there, Jerry, because you always say so many amazing things. People don't really know what self-love is. They think, well, I love myself. I'm going to buy that car. I love myself. I'm going to go get that massage. I love myself. I'm going to go get a pedicure. That's all good, but I wouldn't call that self-love. I call that just indulging and pampering ourselves. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. But loving ourselves means only one thing, and people don't know this. If you love yourself, that's living with honor. If you don't live with honor, I don't care how many massages you get and how many cars you buy. You don't love yourself. You're just pampering yourself. Living with honor is how you reduce the bad karma you create for yourself and others around you. That's loving yourself. Very different concept of self-love. It's not what you've been told. You've been told is self-indulgence. Nothing wrong with it. Hey, you deserve that car. You worked hard. Go buy it. But don't call it loving yourself. Just say, I want to, have some fun. Nothing wrong with fun. That's not self-love. Living with honor. Now, that's self-love because you do your mental detoxification. 80% of people's thoughts have been found to be negative. That's how we are. A huge study at the University of Maryland. This is a way of balancing that. You never fight the negativity. Let it be. You just balance it. Speak some light into the darkness through these thoughts. Key. That's a key thing. That's loving yourself. When you stop taking toxic thoughts and getting into it, that's loving yourself. When you feed these toxic thoughts and angers and resentments and desire for revenge, you can go get a massage and buy a car and buy a house, buy all kinds of things, but you don't love yourself. You just create so much toxicity. Mental detoxification through these thoughts, through the way of honor. That's self-love. You always bring up such wonderful points, Gary. So I'll keep interrupting you to springboard off of you because you're amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to say it really resonated when you said, love is a feeling, but you tie that to a commitment. You make it a commitment because it's very true. A lot of times we get lost in our emotions and we don't give. We then start to fight with our emotions instead of acting with our love. Our love might have been hurt. Our love muscle might have been hurt. But instead of trying to get our love muscle back to where it needs to be, we start fighting with our emotions. And then emotions win when emotions abound.
Well, here's the key thing. We don't want to define love by that feeling. It's a good feeling. It's a wonderful thing. But we define love as a commitment to love. In thought, not just word and action, but in thought as well, where it all starts from. Very important. Very important. The feeling is wonderful, but that feeling is not always there. It comes and goes for all of us normal human beings. Beautiful. Is there anything else you want to add to that, Jerry?
I just want to say thank you for everyone here for participating and showing up every week for themselves.
Good. Yeah, that's self-love. That's self-love. People
yes,
love.
Dr. Nerenberg, that is love. Thanks. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Who else? You're most welcome. It's my privilege and my enjoyment to be here with you. Truth, I'm saying that with all sincerity. Who else has something you want to ask or say?
Hey, Dr. Nerenberg, this is John.
John, always good to hear from you, John.
First, thank you so much for this talk. I could definitely say one thing that's definitely, there was many things that stood out, but I can say one thing that really stood out is when you said, honor doesn't mean you have to be perfect.
We strive to live with honor, and there will be times when we fail. Let's be honest about it. We failed. Then we want to repent, get back up, and make a plan to get back on the path. That's what matters. I'm glad that spoke to you because it speaks to me and I think to all of us.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much, sir. And, thank you again for the commandments, the bridge, the laws of honor, everything that we've learned so far, everything that we've looked at, read, watched. I've just enjoyed everything. And I just want to thank you again, sir.
And I always enjoy your input, both in the Zoom calls and the text that you send me. Very deep, very meaningful. I would say profound. Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir.
Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Okay, everything that you talked about, saying I love you, I adore you, everything, and you're doing it, and you're feeling no reciprocation whatsoever. And it gets to the point where you almost resent the other person because the harder you try to be.
He was making a point that I'm sure many of you have been in. You're reciting this to yourself, and you're doing what you can for your significant other. And there's no reciprocation. The person is not showing love to you. You just feel exploited. And it goes on, and you just feel drained. And because you're a giver and the person's a taker, and which happens to apply to a lot of people. Some people, if you give them an inch, they take a mile. Some people, you give an inch, they give a mile. My wife is the type, if you give her an inch, she gives a mile. But I've known many people, you give them an inch, they take a mile. So you have to have some limits on this. It's not good for you to be in a situation where you give, and nothing's coming back. There has to be some reciprocity. If it's not there, and you want to speak to that person and, see if anything could be worked out over time. And then you have to make a decision, particularly if you end up a revulsion towards the person. You can't even stand looking at them. Like I said to begin with, sometimes the relationship needs to end. But most of the time we can work it out with the methods I'm giving you. But there are some when it's justified. Of course, the most justified if somebody's unfaithful. That's the biggest one. But some people are alcoholics, drug addicts, and it's just chaos around them and destruction. So that's understandable too. But you want to always hold the relationship together and the family together. But sometimes it needs to end. Most cases, that's not true. But in some cases, absolutely true. Absolutely. Good point, Hugh. Very good point. Who else has something you'd like to ask or say?
Hi, Dr. Nerenberg.
Gisela, Ambassador of Honor.
Good. I just want to say that, hearing this topic is just, I just want to remind everybody that love is a universal language. So as long as we embrace the love that we interpret within ourselves, that's how we know when, negative or positive things surround us. And we just got to remember that the first thing we need to do is do self-love so that we can overcome anything that crosses our path,
Well, the
whether
idea,
good or bad.
thank you so much for that, dear Gisela. Certainly, it's a universal language. There's a mode of expression in every culture that is, was, and will be an expression of love. It's actually the magnet that holds the universe together is love, that power of attraction. Absolutely, it's there. It's universal, and it's a great blessing. But we pay a price for it as well, because then when things are going, it's a rough time, whatever, we suffer more because we have that love. It makes us more vulnerable to our loved ones. But thank you very much for that, Gisela. So it's been a great pleasure to present to you. Love is a full-time job. Many wonderful comments have been made, questions have been asked, wonderful. If you follow this path and you want to love, you have a strong yearning to love. Everybody wants to be loved, but yeah, if you have a yearning to love, it'll happen. There's an old Persian poem. Goes this way: make no search for water, but find thirst, and water from the very ground will burst. So you have this thirst to have a stable love, an unconditional love. That desire will bring the way. And the way, I'm giving you thoughts that you already have in you. I haven't told you anything you don't know. You've known everything I've told you. I put a spotlight on it and encourage the repetition, the commands of honor 3 times a day, with the bridge 3 times a day, and then the laws of honor, the laws of love, and the laws of humility, at least once a day. It's going to help you enormously. So I want to thank all of you for being here. It's been a privilege for me, very meaningful for me to be in your presence, and a great enjoyment as well. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about how love is a full-time job.